Good morning. I'm back to do a second part of my one I started yesterday of learning to create in watercolor. And before I start, I do want to tell you this morning I woke up and I looked in Psalm 16, and it says, "Preserve me, O God, for in thee do I put my trust. O my soul, thou hast said unto the Lord, Thou art my Lord. Thy goodness extendeth not to thee, but to the saints that are in the earth, and to the excellent, in whom was all my delight." And then in verse 9, and 7, "I will bless the Lord, who has given me counsel. My reins also instruct me in the night seasons. Thou hast shown me the path of life. In thy presence is fullness of joy. At thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore." Isn't that beautiful? I thought of it this morning before I started painting because I wanted you to know the pleasures that God has prepared for us that love Him. And we don't know what they are, but I'm sure one thing I'm going to have is a studio in my heaven, in my mansion, and it's going to be a beautiful studio, and I can go out and paint the universe. I know that God's going to give me that, because He's given me the passion to paint all my life. Would He take it away in heaven? He says, pleasures evermore. And He will bless me. And I thank you today that as I post these words in the Bible to you, you will think about it too before you start your day. And now, that's what I'm going to say about that. Yesterday, I started this with a red, yellow, and blue. The red was not the right color red, or I would have got orange down here. But I just put the paint on. This is for beginners, those that haven't ever painted before. This is what I'm doing this for. And today, these are primary colors. Red, yellow, and blue are the primary first colors. And then I have secondary colors, which are green, purple, and orange. And so I put out some of my colors here today. And I got my orange, and my purple, and my green. You know, I'm not trying to make a painting. I'm trying to show you some easy way to get started, even if you've painted all your life. If you do this, it gets you in a mood to paint. And also, for beginners, this is a way to start too. Not always. There's books that you can go look in and get ideas and things. But I'm going to start out by, I got a green in my, there's a green. I see that green covered that red right up, right there. I don't like that red in very well. I'm going to put some down here. This will turn out to be just probably an abstract. I'm not going to make a painting out of it. I'm just going to show it. Now that's the green. If I bring in a little water, it'll come down into the yellow and make it a yellow-green. See? Kind of like that green. I'm kind of a green person, I guess. And I'm going over the white that I put on yesterday. That's all in the greens. Then I have the purples. Now listen, This is very dark. This is a dark purple. You see it? Very dark. Put some up in here. Maybe I'll just use some little shapes with it. And then some clean water on it. Spread it around a little bit. You know, yesterday I sprayed it a lot. And I don't know if I will today or not. I'm leaving that white right there. Now I got my orange. And you don't want to put orange with purple or you get gray. But you can put it with yellow. And put a little bit there. Here's some over here. You see what I mean? You don't put opposite colors together unless you want a nice gray. And then you can do that. Now, like if I want a gray down here, you see what happens? It makes a gray. It makes a kind of orange gray. I kind of like that. I might go up in here and bring in some of this up in here. And then, see, that makes it gray. You know, I just might bring back my blue from yesterday and put it right in here. Now, if I put more blue with orange, you can see I'm going to get another gray. See that gray? So if you want grays, the opposite colors you use. Say, right in here, if I put blue on top of green, it makes the green nice. And if I have green down in here, like this, you see, a lot of times you bring in this clear water and see what happens. And if I go up into here, if I hit the orange, it doesn't do too much with orange. But you know, I'm using these secondary colors. And you know, I have the white. This is plain water. And here is this dry. It's going across here like this. Bring it up over here. This plain water. Bring this orange over. And isn't that pretty? Pretty, that's... You could almost, I'll call it an abstract. Bring in some of my purple right in here. On top of green, it just makes my green darker. See? If I put a little green right up here. The main thing is, you're not trying to get some beautiful painting, but you know, sometimes you end up with something that you really like, even if you're just fussing around. That's a purple. And you see it's on top of red, I guess, or opposite color, so it's making it gray. And then I'm going to put it like this. Because as I study this, and I've painted so many years, but as I studied this, I could really make this into a really pretty seascape if I wanted to. But you know, I always like to leave some of the white. Now I can use my regular white. And I told you about this yesterday. This is a great thing to have on your palette because it's a bleed-proof white. And it comes in a little jar. You see it? And it's called Dr. Martin's. Dr. Martin, Pre-Proof White. And you can get this at Artorama. I buy most of my things at Artorama on the computer. They're cheaper. And so maybe I'll just use a little white, show you what you can do with this white by, I'm going to use a different brush because well, if I find it, if I find a different brush. This is just a small brush. But you gotta put the lid on this, which I haven't done. Otherwise it starts to dry up. But suppose I put some white right like this. Suppose this is a seascape. And you just do like that. Maybe you want some white up here. And I put that white in there, like that. And then I bring my big brush in. And plain water. And kind of touch it so it's not too wet. And just kind of smooth that out. You see? You can smooth this out. You can make it look like waves if you want to. You can do anything with this white. You can cover it, you can lighten. I like it. And I want to tell you, if you're a watercolorist, a lot of people don't like to use white, but this is watercolor. It's just a heavier stuff so that it won't cover things and mistakes that you don't want. Now right in here, I put pure white, like that. So when I put the pure white on there, I can take a little bit of my orange. That's too much orange, but just a little bit of it, and sort of bring it in like that. Maybe it's sunset. I lost my white, so you can just go back in and put your brush in, come in here. You see the brush strokes, and you can always paint brush strokes where you want them. If you want a cloud, you sort of go like this. If I want a cloud, you kind of wiggle your brush like that. Okay, now all that needs in there, as I showed you, creating something. I have created something, and the only thing is, if I put a boat in here, it would have to be over here, and I would put it in a dark color, and maybe just like this. Of course you need, it's purple. You need a really fine brush for that. I'll show you this brush here. This has a long, it's long like this, and you can go in and if you got a steady hand, which I don't. So I don't like that boat there. So what do? I get rid of it. And I just take my brush and I go like this. See that? Like something. If you're going to put something in there, you have to, you really have to let it dry a little bit before you do. Here's a little purple, and I put that over that white, and that's really pretty. I just want to show you colors and what you can do with them. Here's a little of that purple, and see it goes into the orange. But then, now, you can call this I've seen abstract that look as good as this, I guess. You can call it an abstract. I'm using blue on orange. So you see how gray it gets? There you go. Put some of that up there. Put some of this down here. See? These are just little tricks I'm showing you, the beginners. And you can go back into white and bring it over here. Touch that. Bring it over here, though. See? So, I'm just showing you that turned out to be kind of pretty. But these are the things that you start with. And I always have a little handy mat that I always put around it, because what it does, it closes it in so you can see what you got. Now if I was going to finish this, I would go in, maybe put a nice boat, maybe in here, more waves. I wouldn't do too much more for it, because I kind of like it like this. And, excuse me, so I hope today that this lesson has helped some, even if you have painted a long time and you haven't tried watercolor because you think you got to paint around things. A lot of people take, and it's all right, I'm not complaining, but that's the way they like to do it. They take a pencil, draw in a barn, house and stuff, and then they take a brush and they paint around it, which there's nothing wrong with it. I used to do it too. But this is the kind of a way I feel to start to learn your colors and how they go together. And besides that, it's a lot of fun. I have fun. And you know, you have to have a desire. I guess a lot of people don't have that desire, but you can develop a desire by starting. And pretty soon, you want to do more. And then you want to do more. And pretty soon, it's a passion with you. When you get up in the morning, you say, oh, I can paint today. You've got time to paint. Even if you got an hour, you can paint a lot in an hour. And I just want you to enjoy the thrill you get when you create something, even if you don't like it. It's your creation. And so I'm going to tell you, I'm rambling on today, but you know, God has been so good to me that I can't help but ramble on about it, because He watches over me now. 2 years ago, I made a video of it where I saw a glimpse of God. I had a brain operation, and I was in a deep, dark hole. And I said, where am I? And no answer. And I looked up and I saw this doorway with a faint light behind it, and a shadow in the doorway of a tall, beautiful man. I couldn't see him real well, but I said, are you God? And he said, yes. And then he was gone. And pretty soon, it was all dark again. And somebody touched my hand. And I said, are you Jesus? And he said, yes. I've come to ask you a question. I said, what? He said, do you want to go back to earth with all this pain? And I thought a minute, and he said, my child, do you want to go back to that place where they hate each other, they're killing each other, there's so much sin? And I thought, well, Jesus, you came down to this earth, and look how they hated you. And they hated you and beat you and put you on a cross. God put all the sins of the world, everybody's sin, on Jesus. Can you imagine what that must be like? The Bible says it's a mystery, and I believe so. You got to trust by faith. This takes faith to believe this, that he would die for my sins. And I said, Jesus, you died for me. Now I want to go and live for you. He knew I was an artist, and I've been making these videos. I've got about 500 of them. And he knows what I tell people how wonderful he is. He said, when you go back, I want you to paint what you saw up here, that door with the Father's stand. And I said, I will, but you got to give me strength. And he said, I'll heal you real fast. And then here I am. I'm in tip-top shape, and I can do these videos, and God has healed me, and he's keeping me here to do these, to tell you that God so loved the world, that's why he did it, that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever, you or me, shall not perish, but have everlasting life. Everlasting. You know what that means? I've said this before a lot of times. I want to keep reminding you, though, that everlasting means never from beginning or no end. But if you don't accept Jesus in your heart and you die in this world, you know your soul will go to a deep, dark place, and it'll be nobody there. You won't have God. So choose Jesus today. I thank you for all that you do listening to me, and I hope to consider what I'm saying. And out of love for Jesus, I'm telling you this. And God bless you today. I hope you paint. I hope you try this. And sometime I might finish it and show it to you. It could be a beautiful painting, but right now, it's not bad. See, you just gotta create. That's all I want you to do. So, goodbye for now, and thank you for watching. I want to do a close-up on this, just if I can. See? Now all you have to do is start to imagine what you could make out of that. Can you do that? Of course you could. Bye.